All right, here we are at the first ever Unstoppable Mastermind. We're in ALPHARETA, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. We're all going to be at the Create event hosted by Ken Jocelyn. I'll be speaking there this weekend. But in the meantime, we're going to get here and connect. All my guys are flying in from all throughout the country, all the men who are part of my Unstoppable Personal Development Program. And we're going to mastermind, we're going to connect, we're going to brainstorm, and we're going to make this a life-changing weekend. So we're going to bring you on with us. Let's check out the farmhouse. So it's a pretty cool spot. Like I said, right outside of ALPHARETA. We got a farmhouse, so we got 5 bedrooms, 2 stories, we got a nice kitchen, cool little farm in the backyard. It's raining today, so maybe I'm gonna take my guys out with me on a run in the rain. You know how I like to get out there and push myself in the elements. But we're waiting for everyone to arrive, so I just wanna briefly show you around real quick. Cool upstairs, master bedroom back here where I'm located. Then we just got the living room area. So this is something I've envisioned doing for quite some time, is getting all the men who I coach in one location where we can connect in person. All of my programs are done virtually, meaning we meet on Zoom, and they have digital products or programs they're going through while they're working with me, things to help them with their mindset, their habits, their fitness, their nutrition. But then when you get everyone in proximity, when you get everyone together, connecting, talking, sharing, vibing, it's an amazing experience, and we really can connect and feel that energy. And it's so special. So what I want to do is put on these smaller, more intimate masterminds 2 to 3 times a year, and then eventually host bigger events where I can get you and people throughout the whole country to come, to learn, to be inspired, to take control of their lives and live a life worth living. That's my message. So we're going to be bringing you with us throughout everything this weekend that we're going to be doing. Then we're going to share all our takeaways, our positive messages, and let you hear from some of the guests and members of my program as well. So stay tuned. Unstoppable 365 MFR is the coaching program that I've created. Now, this is a program focused on personal development and really self-mastery. We focus on the mindset, your daily habits, fitness, nutrition, and how to self-optimize in all aspects of life. The goal for the men that I work with is to help them to be better fathers, better husbands, better business owners, better team leaders, and the best versions of themselves they could ever be. These are the exact steps that I implemented when I was incarcerated to take control of my life. And I know if they work for me in that setting, that they could help anyone to thrive out here. So if you're a man who's looking to make a change in his life, you know in your heart you're made for more, but you feel stuck, you feel stagnant, you need to get in the Unstoppable 365 MFR Self-Mastery Program so that we can push you to that next level, hold the standard of what a real man is in this life, and that you can thrive and bring that version of yourself home to everybody who deserves you at your best. So what we're doing this weekend, we're bringing all the men in my coaching program into one place where we can connect, we can share stories, we can see each other in real time. We talk all the time on Zoom, we connect online, but it's a big difference between online and then in person. And when you bring those existing relationships in person, you get in proximity, the energy is infectious. And these men are gonna leave here today with an expanded mindset, with renewed inspiration. And we got somebody rolling up right now. Let's see who it is. Come with me. Oh, the one and only. Come here, get this. How is this guy, the first guy here?
Always the first.
Dude, in the flesh. Can't believe you got here that fast, bro. share who you are with the camera.
What's going on? I'm Kyle Carnahan. We met at Pedro's event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of connected right away. I run a group called Superhuman Fathers.
Check it out. Doing amazing things for men all over the world.
It's just the best life ever. We've connected on a level that like very few people connect on, this level of like sacrifice and understanding like what it takes in your life to truly lead by example. That's why I really connect with this man here, living it. The modern monk movement, my friend.
That's right, brother. I didn't know you were getting here so damn early. Man, Trevor here. Let him know who you are, how we connected, what you're doing here. Just give him a little.
Yeah, so my name is Trevor. I'm 3 hours north of here. I live in a small town called Crossville. So I actually got connected through a friend that's in the same course. His name's Kyle Studer. I'm in the insurance group, so.
You guys look familiar for each other?
Yeah, I do. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Nice to meet you, Kyle.
Hi, Trevor.
Mike. Nice to meet you.
So this is something you guys should all do once a month, once a quarter, at the very least once every 6 months. Or if your fitness is a 9 out of 10, well, what do I need to keep doing to maintain it? Might just be keep doing what you're doing, right? But the goal here is a lot of times we think we're doing better than we are in certain areas, and we don't really have like a step to take to improve it if we're not showing up at our best, okay? So the first thing that we're gonna go into is your health and fitness. So consider like your weight, your fitness, your conditioning, your cardio, like all your health-related habits. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, hydration, everything related to your health and fitness, and score it 1 to 10. 1 being horrible, 10 being phenomenal, excellent, best it could be.
We're gonna go
If you're not as low at body fat as you want to be, maybe you need to focus on tracking your macros and doing more cardio. If you're not getting as strong as you want to be, or you don't have the aesthetic look that you want, maybe you need to change up your workout program and hit the weights 5 days a week instead of 3. Like, what are some adjustments that you can make that are going to lead to desired results? Next, we're going to go into mindset. Okay, so mindset is like your discipline, your self-talk, your focus, your overall thoughts about yourself and your life. Rate what your mindset is on a scale of 1 to 10, and then a couple actionable steps that you could use to improve that. And an actionable step could be something as simple as journaling, so that you can really get in touch with like what is that self-talk? What are those thoughts that I'm entertaining on a daily basis? Like I wake up at 4 every day no matter what, or I work out 6, 7 days a week no matter what. I count my macros every day no matter what. I read 10 pages out of a book that's going to add value to my life every day no matter what. When you have non-negotiables like that, it's so empowering because you don't realize how much time you spend arguing with yourself over shit that needs to get done anyway. It's so much wasted energy, right? It's so much time spent arguing with yourself when you could just be taking action. And when you just surrender to the process and you just commit, you fucking feel so much better. And you don't feel like you're wasting time arguing with self. You don't feel self-conscious. You're just moving forward. And that's where so much confidence and momentum is built. Next is really important. Adventure. So how often are you traveling, getting out in nature, doing things that like really invigorate you, like away from business, away from your phone, away from money, away from social media? How often are like your feet in the sand? How often are you camping and like smelling the scents of nature, right? And hearing birds chirp and like being connected on that level. That's really important because I think a lot of times as we get older, we get away from that. Like swimming in the ocean, right? Or skateboarding, that's like adventure. Like doing things that we would have done when we were kids, you know, that no one had to go remind us to go do. Like we're out there doing that stuff all the time. Okay, next we're going into financial. So how is your overall financial situation compared to where you want it to be? So this is your primary income, your investments, your savings, your overall financial picture. And before the next one, so it's all based on like where you're at in your season of life too. So as I was bringing up that last question, I think about like Trevor over there versus Mike, right? Mike's in a different situation, a different time in his life. So his scores and his goals and his focus is going to be different than someone like Trevor, who's kind of just starting in business and really focusing on finances. So your score is your score. Like this is your truth. It doesn't matter what anyone else writes or where you think you need to be. Just be honest with yourself about where you're at right now and where you want to be. Next one is relationships. So important. Think of how connected and present you feel when you're with your wife or your kids or people you're talking to, people at work, like people in the community. Like when you're engaging with people, whether it's at work or at home, like how present are you? How like connected do you feel when you're speaking or listening? Do they feel your energy? Do you think your relationships are vibrant and just flourishing? Or do you think you're coming up short, you're distracted, you're pulled in all these different directions, and you can't even be present in the moment? I found internal peace and true happiness in a jail cell, looking at life in prison. When that happened to me, it rocked my world, because I thought I needed things, I needed results. I needed other people to tell me I was good enough. And in my cell, it was literally just a commitment and followed through with any action I could every day that helped me to feel good about who I was. And it was push-ups and looking up words in a pocket dictionary. And I started going to sleep at night going, damn, dude, I'm like getting after it in here. Like I'm not backing down, I'm not quitting. And over time, that just developed into self-love, confidence, and determination that carried me forward to this moment. So that's what I'll be sharing on Friday. To let it affect me. I'm going to do what Kyle does. I'm going to take pride in it and say, damn, what a good man and husband I'm being right now. Just own it, right? And that's the difference between like getting discouraged over something and getting excited and pumping yourself up over it.
You know what the skill is? To have the emotional control to not take that darkness and that inner turmoil and give it to your family. Like, that's for you right now. Like, as the father, you're gonna have to fucking deal with that, whether that's with your coach or with friends or whatever. Like, you don't want to come and just burn everybody. So there are times when
You have to have restraint.
you have restraint.
Yeah.
You just have to kind of sit in your suffering for a little bit.
My experience with Scarlett in the hospital is always something I go back to. I'm like, dude, you were in the hospital thinking your daughter was dying. Right now, is this even worth you being upset over? Like, imagine her not being here. And I'll apply that to all my children or my wife. Or I think about, there was a time where you dreamt of having this. Mm-hmm. You dreamt of having a wife who could create a family with it. Like, the self-talk is so important because a lot of times our self-talk is negative and defeating and we don't even realize it. And we're walking around and we're like, look at this mess, like all these dishes and like, oh, she's just watching TV and shit. Yeah. And you're like not even aware that you're doing it. And it's just fucking your energy up. It's making your mood worse, your body language. And so the awareness to challenge that self-talk, right, and interject, it can shift your whole energy and mood instantly. But a lot of times you need to do something too that's physical. It doesn't always have to be working out. It could be journaling. It could be even getting on the phone and doing a quick 1-minute video of how you're feeling. Like, imagine you're gonna put it out to Instagram or the world. Like, a lot of times you'll coach yourself on that quick little clip. You're like, I'm angry right now, I came home and all this stuff and blah, 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 but by the end of the video, you're like, but I love him, right? But I love him. And I swear, like, articulating how you're feeling out loud, it takes the power away from that negative energy. That's why it's so important to speak about how you're feeling and to voice it. Even if you talk to nobody. You can be like going to the bathroom and be like, damn, I'm like literally saying this out loud. Like, I'm so irritable right now. I don't know why. Everyone's healthy, everyone's happy. I worked all day, actually made a little money, but I just feel this like energy and angst in me that I don't like. Why am I feeling this? I want to be happy. Like, if you say that stuff out loud, by the end of that open dialogue, you will feel better. I guarantee it. It almost like it purges that energy from your body. And you realize how silly
in your wife's position and think about how hard she's got it, because she's in that chaos all day for the most part.
Yeah.
I go to the gym, I go to work,
Yeah.
I'm out of it, and I come back home for 5 minutes, I'm like, what the kids are all over the place, there's shit all over the place. I'm like, and then I think to myself, wait a minute, she's been in here for hours, listening to the kids screaming and the shit on the TV, and I'm just like, okay, I understand why she's sitting there scrolling on her phone and there's dishes in the sink. I got it. No problem.
Yeah, she just says, I do it. I don't get on there and cry and like, oh, my life's so bad. That's what people think the word vulnerable means.
Right.
It's like, no, hey, I grew up with parents who were battling addiction and it was really hard. And I followed their path and I lost 10 years of my life. I'm here to tell you, if you don't take your life seriously, you're going to have regret.
Right.
Like right now, there's something inside you that you want to change. You have to start acting upon that calling. Otherwise, you're going to get to a later stage in your life where you regret it. And like, that's me being vulnerable.
And people...
He was going through a really hard time and he happened to see a reel I put out. I was leaving the gym and I just was like feeling that, I was like, knew some people that were struggling and going through some hard times. I literally pulled over and just filmed talking about being in prison, coming from a broken home and how like I want to quit so much, but I never quit on myself. And if you're watching this right now, like keep fighting because it can get better for you.
Right.
And it just hit him at the right time. If that would have been a written post or some bullshit quote that you wouldn't have felt it. You felt the emotion behind it, and it was my truth. Mm-hmm. And he reached out to me. This guy's changing his life. Like,
yeah, and
one of those guys is drinking himself to death. What if he's suicidal? What if he's going to get in a car accident next week and kill someone because he's drinking every night, or his wife's going to leave him and his family's going to split apart? Like, this is how I think, and this helps me to circumvent like my fears, my insecurities, and like be of service. Mm-hmm. It's not about me and what if I'm not good enough or I'm scared to reach out. It's like, what if I could save this guy's life? What if all he needs is a fitness and nutrition program to follow, to lose a little weight and feel better about himself?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean...
How many of you plan out your days ahead of time as well? Raise your hand if you do. Okay. 2 of you, 3 of you. So I know what I'm doing in 2 weeks on Tuesday at 1 p.m. right now. Like, I have my shit planned out. So things change. I'm flexible in my schedule. I make my own schedule. But I'm big on having a plan because then I don't have to think about it. And I want to preserve all my mental bandwidth to focus on being creative. Like, how do you think you'd be present? You don't have all this shit going on in your head. How can you be present if you have appointments for tomorrow that aren't set, messages that haven't been set up, all this stuff that you haven't finalized? You can't be present. And if you're not present, you'll never have peace or fulfillment in your life. It's impossible.
This is the biggest problem that we have as men when we say, when I'm at home, I feel like I should be at work, and when I'm at work, I feel like I should be at home. It's because you don't time block. It's that simple.
It is.
It really is that simple. This block is for my family. I already blocked my business. That shit's done.
Yeah.
It's dead for the
And
day.
the only reason you still have these lingering thoughts is because you didn't show up and execute properly in your business. It's probably because you didn't have a plan, so you wasted a bunch of time.
Yes.
And then you're thinking at home, oh, I forgot to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Now you're not present when you're with your family, and you're a lesser version for them. So this is the best structure you can develop to crush it in all aspects of life. The early morning, the first third of the day, before the sun comes up, is for you to prime your mind, your body, and your spirit to show up in your day.
Oh, Instagram,
Dude,
Love
let's
it.
fucking
Let's go.
put me through the
I mean,
ringer.
we
Let's go.
Okay. You want to do legs? Don't let this guy fool you. It's always the ones behind the camera that are talking the shit, huh? Mastermind crew. All these men came out from throughout the country to mastermind, to connect, and to really plan the vision for where we're going in the future. Iron sharpens iron. When we all get together, these guys are inspiring. They're all pursuing a life that is going to better them, their families, their communities. And I'm so grateful for everyone coming out here. Stay tuned. We got some awesome footage coming for you.